Good morning, dear children. Let us start with a new poem, that is the English lesson, written by Richard Crowe. Okay, now let us see what is being said in this and what is so funny or different from the other poems. English is a language in which words are not always pronounced as they are written. It can be a learner's nightmare. So here the poet says that English language is not pronounced with all the words the way it is written. So you will understand this sentence as we proceed with the poem. It can be a learner's nightmare. Nightmare means a terror. Okay. So those who are learning for the first time, for them it might be a terror learning English, because the pronunciations will differ though the spellings are the same. Okay. So now here we start the poem. I take it you already know of tough and bow and cough and dough. So here the poet says that I think that all of you know, those who are reading this poem. The pronunciation you see, the spelling also you note down. See, T-O-U-G-H, B-O-U-G-H, that means the ending alphabets you see, C-O-U-G-H, D-O-U-G-H. But you see the variations in their pronunciation. Tough, bow, cough, dough. Now what is tough, you know, which is very strong. Okay. Bow means the branch of a tree. Cough means, you know, when you are having the cold and cough. Then dough means when you knead the wheat. Aata jo gunte hain, that is known as dough. Now you see, though the spellings are the same, almost only the first alphabet is different, but you see the difference in their pronunciation. Others may stumble, but not you. So the poet says that others may stumble. That means those who are learning at present. Okay, those who are learning English for the first time, they may stumble. Stumble means they may find it difficult to pronounce. They may find it very odd to see the change in the pronunciation, though the spellings are almost the same. So stumble, but not you. So poet says, no, you will not stumble because you are knowing the language. Okay. On, hiccough, thorough. Now you see again the last alphabets, O-U-G-H, hiccough, thorough also the same. But the pronunciation you say hiccough and thorough. Laugh and through. Okay, now you see the variations in this pronunciation. Now let us come to the second stanza. Well done, and now you wish perhaps to learn of these familiar traps. So the poet says that yes, well done, you have pronounced very well. And now you will see that what are those familiar traps. Traps means where you get stuck in pronunciations now over here. Beware of herd, a dreadful word. So the word herd, H-E-A-R-D, and you see dread, D-R-E-A-D. Okay. So now the pronunciation, beware of herd, a dreadful word that looks like beard and sounds like bird. So now here the poet says, you see herd, dread, beard. Okay. Herd and dread almost the same we pronounce. Beard, though the spelling is almost the same, but you see the change in pronunciation. And sounds like bird. Then the third stanza. And dead, it's said like bed, not bead. Now dead spelling you see D-E-A-D. Okay. But you pronounce it as bed. And not bead. So that means deed it should have been. But then deed spelling is D-E-E-D. Next line we see that. And dead, it's said like bed, not bead. Bead means motiya. Okay. For goodness sake, don't call it deed. So don't call dead as deed, because the same spelling bead it is. Watch out for meat and grate and thread. Now you see meat, E-A-T last alphabets. Grate also E-A-T. Thread also E-A-T. They rhyme with suit and straight and debt. Now threat and debt, same pronunciation almost, but the spelling is different. So here the poet says that see the variations in their pronunciations. A moth is not a moth in mother. So that means M-O-T-H, moth. So mother spelling you should have pronounced as mother. But no, we say mother. Not both in bother, broth in brother. So now if it is broth, then you should have said brother. So here, but there is a change in pronunciation. And here is not a match for there. Not dear and fear for bear and pear. Now dear, fear, bear, pear. Pronunciation should have been same because the spellings are almost the same. But you see, there is again variation in this also, the pronunciation. Dear, fear, bear, pear. Okay. And then there's doze and rose and lose. So same pronunciation, doze, rose, but it became loose. Just look them up and goose and choose. So here, so it became goose and then choose. And cork and work and card and ward. Card, we don't say ward, we say ward. Okay. R is silent and A becomes O pronunciation, ward. And font and front and word and sword. And do and go. So do, go we don't say, we say go. Thought and cart. Now what do you mean by thought? Thought is the to prevent someone or something from succeeding. Okay. So now here pronunciation of that of cart is C-A-R-T, cart. Come, come, I have hardly made a start. So that means the poet says, I have only given you few words in this poem to see the pronunciation. There are many such words are there. You can find out those words. A dreadful language. So the poet calls English as a dreadful, fearful. Man alive. I had mastered it when I was 5. So man alive means here we all are alive. We are human beings. We are alive. So it's an expression of wonder and surprise. And the poet says that I had mastered it when I was 5 years old only. Since then I know this language. And so I understand the change or the variations in the pronunciation, though there is similar spellings. So the poet is Richard Cox. So here it's a very simple poem, and only thing is that the poet gives more importance to the change in the pronunciation, though the spellings are almost the similar. So he is giving an introduction that how this English language is, how the learners may find it difficult to remember, and those who have been learning since years, they have got used to this pronunciation. So hope children that you have understood the poem. So please read the poem again and again. It's very simple. You will be able to understand. But yes, please take care of the pronunciation. That is very important. Okay. So thank you and have a wonderful day.